Hey everyone, it's Yggdrasil, and welcome back to another one of my YouTube chats. For those not in the know, this is where I just talk with you guys in an unscripted manner, pretty unlike my usual sort of content. Um, so today is just going to be a little bit more of a serious one. It's you can sort of tell because I don't have any background music as usual. I don't want to use anything that would detract from what I have to say with regards to just what I've been thinking about over the last few days, because I have two very key things I want to talk about. The first being I learned a pretty significant lesson from YouTube that really only dawned on me a few hours ago. So I just want to talk about that, and I appreciate if you guys would just stay and listen, or at least for those who care about seeing my content on YouTube. It's just something small, but I think it's something that is worth talking about, and I think it's something that other people in my situation who are YouTube content creators for fun or they're starting out, I think maybe some people might appreciate what I have to say, or at least this could serve as a sort of warning to you guys. So to start all the way back from where this situation has arisen, has been the hardest lesson that I've learned so far. I don't doubt that there will be more along the way. But to start from where all this came from was a little around the same time last year, maybe a little bit after this, like around Thanksgiving time. And, I've just been thinking about resolutions. I was thinking and listening to all these content creators just go about, and they're having conversations that I wanted to get into. I'm watching Let's Players like Chuck Conroy. I was rewatching his Let's Play. Of his original Let's Play, because he's now started a new one of Paper Mario 64. And I was talking with some other people, and I was shooting comments at content creators like Josh Strife Hayes and Novel about if I should start a what do you take when starting a YouTube channel? Because the New Year's resolution I set for myself was to learn video editing, and I thought, okay, well, I could kill two birds with one stone. I could learn editing, and I could start just making YouTube content for fun on my in my spare time. Uh, and Josh Hayes said, "Be passionate about it. Show it because you have the passion for it, and make sure that shows." And something along the lines of that. It was very thoughtful for him, so I credit him with motivating, giving me that final push that I needed to start. Anyway, long story short, I created my first video. I know I I know the audio and editing is horrendous all the way back in this first video, but please just hear out my message real quick. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that, like many of you, I've been stuck inside listening to podcasts or watching Let's Plays or listening to podcasts about Let's Plays and gaming. And for the longest time, it's been just weighing on my mind that I want to get into that. I want to be able to be a part of the conversation, or I want to share something that I found was neat. And that's why I'm here. That's why I made this channel. I can't always be consistent. I'm still in the last semester of my college, but I still want to share this stuff. I want to be a part of it, whether it's making Let's Plays like this, talking about gaming in general, or making funny comedy skits like BroZD or Circle Tunes. I want to be a part of it, and at any point, any single one of my videos just touches someone out there in a way that makes their day better, then you know what? I feel like I've done my job, and all the better for it. Now, with that, and yeah, so that's where I started out. That's the goal I had in mind, is just do things for the passion, do things for the enjoyment of it. It's never that was my starting intrinsic motivator. And that stuck with me for quite a long time. And I still hold myself to that I want to do stuff for myself and for other people who would enjoy it. And it makes their day better. So I started off with that. I started making videos in January. You can't see it right here. Yeah, January 5 was my first video, only 60 some views, and I'm pretty sure 30 of them are mine. But um, that was how it started out. So I started with a Paper Mario Let's Play. I started going into other stuff that I felt that I wanted to share. It didn't have to be super popular. It just needed to be something I wanted to talk about. So Final Fantasy stuff, World of Warcraft stuff, and then Xenoblade came out. And I'm sorry because this sounds like it's tracking and I'm just going on a ramble, but it's not. I promise. Xenoblade Chronicles came out, and at the time, I was already having issues with 10 episodes of my Let's Play. And the reason for that, um, I vastly underestimated video editing. I'll just say that flat out as a brand new YouTuber and as someone brand new to video editing. I vastly underappreciated and underestimated the amount of effort that it takes. You need a quiet atmosphere. I thought at the time you needed really good quality stuff, and you clearly do not. You just need to learn how to edit. You need to go into your audio editor and noise reduction, noise gating, filter curving, all this stuff I had to learn. And it took a while. And so when my college came around, that stumped down. But I got in the flow of the college. Things were looking to pick back up. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was announced. And this is where it took over because those of you guys who've been following me for Xenoblade Chronicles content, you know I have a deep love and affinity for the Xenoblade Chronicles games. They're some of my favorite games of all time. And I think that showed because even though they were mediocre, they started going up 100 some views, 100 some views, almost 200 views here as of now. And I'm still mixing in my other stuff. But then it really started taking off as time went on. 4.9K now with the earliest combat video I have. Direct analysis now 7K. I think it was like 5K back at the time. But I was like getting really happy because I started having people to talk to. And this is the biggest motivator for me making content. It's not the views, it's not about the views, it's about the interaction. And I don't mean that statistically, I mean that quite literally, in that I value people commenting about it. Again, touching people. That's not like that. Um, in ways that they uh can find themselves wanting to talk and make a discussion. That's what I mean. That's all I meant uh by that, although that came out horribly wrong. But so that's where my goal always lied. But the views felt nice, and people who know me personally will know I'm a vast overthinker. So the talk about views, seeing the number go up, it stayed in the back of my mind. And the one that really sealed in the deal, even though I didn't know about it, was when I took a gamble. I made a video no one else was going after, the complete preview roundup for all of the Xenoblade Chronicles embargo footage. I worked my butt off on that. I did that in 3 days since the embargo lifted, and I think a lot of people really appreciated it. It was the perfect time, the perfect storm for that kind of video, and the views showed, and the interactions were immense. I have over 100 some comments of people just really saying thank you. And that really felt good because it scratched the intrinsic motivator that I started this channel for. But the views were still there in my head. And even the ones after, a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, they were nice. But then the game started, stream started going, I was streaming, it was nice. And I still loved streaming for you guys. I want to make that very clear. My forte is not in streaming. I love streaming. I wouldn't wish for it any other way. I did 170 hours streamed in a month and a half with very little free time, just from IRL stuff. So again, it's all coming from passion, but the intrinsic motivator slowly began to change. I started thinking about views and prioritizing views and impressions because in my head, views and impressions led to interactions. So in my head, I began to prioritize views and impressions of my videos to get those interactions through. And that started causing me to overanalyze whenever I made a video. 40 hours in, my first impressions of Xenoblade Chronicles. As of right now, 100 views. Um, I made again, you can see in my older stuff how varied I am with some of the content I want to talk about. So I made one just talking about Tower of Fantasy and Genshin Impact, just comparing the games and seeing uh just ways that they're built. I thought that was interesting. 30 views, dead for a month. Um, the donkey video, I had a very mixed reaction, and it remains the one video I never want to remake in any sort of fashion. It pulled the wrong crowd, it garnered negative attention, but the views were still there, the interactions were still there, and it was very bad. And I want to talk about that more probably later on, not in this video. So here we are right now. I finished the Xenoblade stream. I'm starting other videos again, talking about the game. Made a talk about AI art, which I think is a very fascinating discussion altogether to have. But besides the point, and a few days ago, Chugga Conroy said that he was planning to start a new Let's Play, and in the back, and he hinted that it was going to be Paper Mario, and in the back of my mind, I was stoked because his Paper Mario Let's Play, rewatching his Paper Mario Let's Play, and a few others last year, is what prompted me to start with a Let's Play of Paper Mario because it's one of my favorite games. It's my childhood game. It's a game I replay at least once a year for crying out loud. Um, and it's sad because I should have been like, oh wow, one of my favorite Let's Players, and he's going to be remaking his, like, in my opinion, one of my favorite games as a Let's Play. I should have been happy. But the first thing in my mind was, how's this going to impact me whenever I choose to go back and start this? It's not, maybe I could learn as Rex would say, maybe I could learn a thing or three, but it wasn't something like that. It wasn't me being excited, it was me being worried. And I spent the last few days and I was watching his videos and I would like, we're touching sort of the same base here. Obviously, his quality is far better than mine. He has a team now. He's been doing this for over a decade. I'm not comparing, I'm not trying to compare myself uh, in that kind of sense. I'm just trying to get a scope over what I could do better. Because again, my head's just always thinking, what could I be doing better? But then the answer, or then the question crept up. And so I had to ask myself, what was I doing this for? Was I doing this for myself? Was I doing this for the views? And I had to admit to myself it was the views. The primary reason that I wanted to start this channel was still there. The want for interacting with you guys was still there. But the intrinsic motivator was ultimately altered in that I prioritized having views and impressions so people could get to my content rather than the people who were genuinely interested in seeing my content respond and interact with me, which I felt would have been a more positive overall encounter. So that's where I'm at today. That's the reason I'm making this video. Because I was originally planning to be starting the Let's Play. I was planning to take it off hiatus and start it again. And then I got worried with the Chugga Conroy Let's Play. But I had to tell myself, this is again someone with over a decade and a half of experience. They trended number 30 in their first episode. I'm not them. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for the people who will want to watch, and that's all I care about. Um, and while I am still worried there may be someone who will come out and just tell me that my content is just shilling or riding off the back of a prominent Let's Player because I happen to be kicking mine back up around the same time that they're starting theirs. To those kinds of people, I have to say to you, I never hoped, I never hope that my content will be in any way, shape, or form a parallel to someone else's, because that would be disingenuous to my interests and it would be disingenuous to you as a viewer. I'm doing it because I have stories I want to share. I want to express the thoughts of the game in my own way. I want to talk about things in my own way, and I hope that people who watch the content would appreciate it. So that's where I stand with the lesson I've learned. Views and impressions do matter. It's something that cannot be taken away because ultimately that is how a channel grows. That is how people see content. It's a natural built-in feature of YouTube. But what I said in the first episode, way back when, it was real, but then it hollowed out. And that could have been just me overthinking it. It could have been just the natural human condition. It could have been many things, but I feel like I've regained that sense thinking about it today. Just to myself stewing it for the last several days, actually. And that's where I stand. So, what's next for me? I still want to make Xenoblade Chronicles 3 content. It will be, next up will be the review that I've been holding out for a while because streaming just took such a long time. And, catching up with patch 1.2.0. So the review is next. I promise that. I hope I can have it out in the next week and a half or so. And then I am going to be set to pick up my Paper Mario Let's Play. I've already asked a few people. They've suggested I just start from scratch because my video quality and editing quality has gone up significantly. I've learned a few things about how to pace myself and just improve the overall quality of the video and the experience for you guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing after I complete my review. I have a few life things over the next few months to a year, really, including moving out in the near future. It may hamper some stuff, but again, I'm just going to be taking things at my own pace. I hope you all can appreciate that. And I hope that those who've stuck with me throughout this rather lengthy explanation, I know I'm very sorry. I didn't expect for it to take this long, but I appreciate those who have stuck with this video and at least listened to the message. It means a lot, and it means a lot. Again, every single view really, truly means a lot because that is someone who willingly clicked on a video that I made and gave it a shot. So thank you for taking a shot on this video, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys in future stuff. Cheers.